Hi, and welcome to Monday's Delight. Excited to, as it were, enter into your space as always and to bring you the mind of God for the week. For the past 4 weeks, we've been looking at walking in love with God, and our foundation text has been First Corinthians chapter 13, the verses number 1 to 3, and then we'll jump to 7 and 8. And we've been looking at what we call the fundamentals of love. We've looked at love is spoken. We've looked at love is sincere. We've looked at love is sacrificial. And today we will be looking at love is stable. Love is stable. I am of the view that for the past 3 weeks you've learned something new about love, and the fundamentals with which your love will be stable. You are beginning to apply them. And as always, my prayer has been that the teachings will strengthen your faith. The teachings would bring to you the mind of God, and you would walk in accordance with the word of the Lord. So quickly, let's look at the subject. Love is stable. The word stable means continuing or enduring without marked change in status or condition. So the word stable is what we call an enhanced endurance. An enhanced endurance. So love is an enhanced endurance. If you are not ready to endure, then love is not for you. Let's quickly jump into the scripture and look at First Corinthians chapter 13, the verse number 7 and 8. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. I love it, and I'll pick it again. I'll take my time. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things, and love never ends. So this scripture brings to light, it is, you don't love because you want to love for a season. You don't love because you want to love for a reason. You don't love because you want to love for a particular time. Love never ends according to the scripture. So whether you are being persecuted, love should still continue. Whether you are being haunted, love should still continue. Whether you are being tread upon, you should still love, because love never ends. Never ends. If you have no endurance within your space to forgive and still love, I am here to tell you that one of the fundamentals of walking in love is for you to endure. Remember, I have already introduced to you that it is in three phases. Walking in love is in three phases. Walking in love with God, walking in love with men, and then walking in love with your spouse. So you should know that in walking in love with God, you ought to endure. In walking in love with men, you ought to endure. In walking in love with your spouse, you ought to endure. Let me quickly shoot a scripture from Romans chapter 5, the verse number 3 and 4. And this is Paul writing. Not only that, but we rejoice in our suffering. Not only that, but we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that our sufferings produces endurance. We know that this suffering produces endurance. Produces endurance and produces character. And character produces hope. Endurance produces character, and character produces hope. Three things that we ought to learn. Number one, love perseveres through trials. Love perseveres through trial. Love isn't just a feeling, but a choice to endure hardship while trusting in God. Love is not just a feeling, but you ought to build endurance whilst trusting in God. Number two, love's endurance builds character. In the process of enduring in love, it builds your character. Mm, mm, mm. In the process of enduring in love, it builds your character. As love withstands changes, it develops perseverance, strengthening our faith and trust in God. Mm, mm, mm. And then the third one, love's hope doesn't disappear. Enduring love gives us hope that doesn't shame us. Knowing God's love is steadfast and reliable. I pray that you will develop the highest form of endurance, even with God. You will develop the highest form of endurance, even with men. And you would endure the highest form of endurance, even with your spouse. I pray that our walk in love with God, our walk in love with men, and our walk in love with others would definitely bring us the reward thereof. God bless you, and I'll see you next week.